Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show. Don't touch that remote. I have a college professor here. A college professor. How about, I'm a 8th grade dropout. And, and here I am, an 8th grade dropout, interviewing a professor from a college. But I was smart enough to get the GED and get a high school. And then from there, I went to the Montgomery County Community College, and I took a course in police science. So I have a little degree, see. So my guest today is from Gwynedd Mercy University. And we're going to talk about what's out there. I mean, I'm in Norristown High School studio today, and there's so much out there. There's so much education out there for the students, and not much. Listen to what's out there to get it. We got modeling. You want to be a movie actress? You want to be a singer, right? You teach singing or something like that? So here goes. So here's my guest. Tell them who you are.
I'm Marianne Kaemmer. I'm the director of the Graduate School of Professional Studies Master's Program and at Gwynedd Mercy University. And I am here to talk a little bit about Gwynedd.
Okay. Now, where's it located? Where's this college located?
Well, it's in Gwynedd Mercy University. It's in Gwynedd Valley.
College. What's the difference between college and university?
I think it's the amount of courses that they offer and the degrees that they offer. It was a college for a number of years. It was started in 1948, founded by the Sisters of Mercy. And the Sisters of Mercy are still a presence on campus. And then when it started as a junior college for just women, and then in 1963...
So it used to be all women.
Used to be all women. And then in 1963, it became a 4-year program still for just women.
Wow.
And then in 1973, they let men in.
Who was the president then?
So in 1973, men started. And then at all that time, it was a college.
So now, the university, what are some of the programs you have up there that people want to follow through with their education?
Well, we have arts and science, we have education, we have business, we have nursing and health professions, and those are all at the undergraduate level, and also we offer those at the graduate level.
Well, you say nurses. Is there a shortage of nurses? I understand that there's a shortage of nurses.
Nursing is in big demand. We have programs in nursing at both the undergraduate level and through our graduate program. We actually have a doctorate now in nursing at Gwynedd Mercy.
How long have you been working there?
I've just been there 2 years.
You call it working or attending school there?
No, it's a profession. I'd have to say it's a profession. But I've been there only 2 years. I had retired. My career was in public education. And I retired and then started teaching at Gwynedd. How
did you start? How did you start to get your education to do what you're doing today? Tell me how the obstacles, the bumps in the road, and all.
Oh, that's a good question. That's great.
Where were you born?
I was born in Camden, New Jersey.
Camden. Wow. Oh man, that changed then. Well, you're a slugger from Camden.
And then we moved to Pennsylvania. And I grew up in North Wales, Pennsylvania, which is
Wales?
Yep, nearby, and went to Temple University for music. And I started as a music teacher. I'm a singer, and played the piano, and then taught music for a while, and then decided to go into administration. So I became a principal. I was an elementary principal.
Principal what school?
I was in North Penn School District at 2 different schools in North Penn. And then I went to Abington, and I was at Highland School at Abington for 18
enrollment there. No.
Yeah, all my experiences were great as a principal. I loved being a principal, and then I retired and I came back to education, but at the university level.
Well, that's great, education. How important is it? An education. I know it's important. It's good to get that degree. It's nice, to go to school, to just go there and just say, but that diploma means a lot when you'll go apply for a job.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes students are ready to do that right out of high school. Sometimes they aren't. Sometimes some students work for a little bit, but then they go back, like you did. You went back and got your
Yes.
diploma.
Yeah.
And so we have, at Gwynedd, we offer some opportunities for students who may have been working in one program and one field, and they want to change careers. Right? I oversee the Master's in Education program, and our programs are all online and they're accelerated.
Oh, yeah?
So I certify teachers to teach in elementary school and in high school, and a big program that I have is certifying special education.
Now, your job, outline what you do, your job, who you punch, who you go, bow, boom, bow.
Well, I make sure that we have courses that will satisfy Pennsylvania Department of Education standards, so students will get their certification and get jobs when they finish. I hire adjunct instructors to teach because our programs are online. Right now I have about 200 students in the graduate programs.
Yeah.
And
What
so,
do you mean by undergraduate? What do you mean by undergraduate?
undergraduate is your traditional 4-year program, and you get a bachelor's degree. And all of our students at the graduate program have to have finished that. They've had their bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
But then if they decide, well, I've been working, I have my bachelor's degree, I always wanted to be a teacher, or I'm ready for a career change, they can come back to school and enter into our program, and in about less than 2 years, they can get their certification to be a teacher while they're still working, because they can work full-time and take these online courses, which they can do at night and on weekends. It's a 7-day a week course, and the courses are 7 weeks long. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You have to be very disciplined.
Yeah, and I think it's important. Education, training, experience.
Mm-hmm.
3. One without the other, you got experience but no education. You do it, you don't know how you did it.
Well, and that is so true. In our education programs, to be a teacher, you have to have experience along the way. While you can hold a job, you still have to make time to go in and do field experience, to observe in classrooms, and you have to student teach. And student teaching is a full-time program for 14 weeks.
I don't know, but that Gwynedd, Mercy, where's Mercy come in? What do they do, beat you up over there or what?
It was because it was...
I mean, the Mercy, the teachers?
It was because it was founded by the Sisters of Mercy. They came from Ireland, from Dublin, Ireland. And
Ireland?
Yeah, the Sisters of
I mean,
Mercy.
the people that started it?
Yep.
Who's the head of it now? Principal or president?
We have a president at the university, a brand new president, Dr. Deanne D'Amelio. We haven't had many presidents at the university, but she just started in August.
Well, I think the Cardinal's sister used to be the head of it, wasn't he?
That might be.
Way back,
That might
I think. Yeah, and she wasn't Irish.
No,
if I remember. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I got my buddy. I'm going to call Drew Monahan and tell him. So, all right, now, how many students approximately did they have there?
In the entire university, I don't know the entire enrollment. I just know the enrollment in my program. But I can.
It's in the hundreds, I guess.
Oh,
right?
oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Now, all right, now, let's talk about one particular thing. I want to continue my education, but I want to do something working with my hands. Something like that. What are some you have there? Is there something for somebody that maybe he's not too sharp on questions and answers and stuff, but he wants to do some work with his hands or something? Maybe cooking? Do you have a cooking school?
I don't think we have a culinary program at our school.
Then I can't come up here and nothing to eat.
But maybe we could start that.
Oh, yeah. Get a cooking school.
No, I do not believe there's a culinary program.
All right,
but
run off again. I know you did. Some of the programs are available for someone who wants to get an education. What?
Arts and sciences. So arts and sciences, and that can be writing, that could be literature, to English, reading, and certainly science, psychology, and biology, all those sciences that are necessary for nursing, which is a huge program with us.
All right, now, we have a question from the audience. The lady in the green dress up there, 4th row. What are the benefits of online learning?
The benefits of online learning are, this is a wonderful, wonderful question. It allows people flexibility to work, or if they're staying at home with their children and they can't go to physical,
can't get a babysitter,
can't go to a school, and they want to, but they want to get certified,
and they
so they can take. It's very. They have to be very disciplined. It's hard work to learn online. The courses are intense. We do have support people. We have advisors that help them, the students, along with their programs, and keep them on track. When they start on their online program, they know from the time that they start their entire program, they know when they will take courses, what courses they will take, when assignments are due, and there's an instructor that they can interact with. We do have face-to-face online sessions, so it may not be in the same room, but it would be like what we're doing right now. This could be online learning. We could teach somebody something right now through the video presentation that we're doing.
I'm going to tell my audience how we met. I was invited to a banquet, I think it was the Knights of Columbus banquet, and we're sitting there, and then they had a thing, and they says, now everybody, we're going to sing God Bless America. So, you know me, I'm always looking for guests. I'm always looking, wherever I go, I say, and you led everybody singing. And I don't know if anybody, Google Kate Smith singing God Bless America. She made a song famous because the way she hit that hot note. So you sang and you hit that high note. I went, wow. I said, I'm going to get her. So I went over and I said, will you come on my show? I said, do you sing for a living? She said, no, I teach at the college. Oh, okay. So that's why we're here. So, and then I was up at Alfredo's restaurant up on the street, and I was having eating. A guy come up to me, and my TV show come on the camera there. So this guy come over. He was a Hispanic guy, and he says, he comes over to me, he says, is that you on that TV? I says, yeah. I says, I do that at Norristown High School. The students are behind the cameras. He says, I have a story to tell. I says, yeah, what? You know, that's where this guy come from, you know. So he gives me his telephone number, you know. So I called him about a couple of days later, and he says, I said, what's your story? He says, I want to tell you the story how I came to the United States from Mexico, how I got through and how. I says, okay. So I called him. He says, well, 2 weeks. He says, I'm in Mexico now. That's okay. So that's going to be interesting to see what kind of. I hope he's legal. You know, next he comes on the show and then they'll come on ready. But now the students, it's boys and girls, right?
Yes. Yes.
And any problems like that?
No, it's the student body with the programs that I'm in charge of is varied. I have students that have just finished their bachelor's degree and decide, I want to be a teacher, or maybe they've worked for a little bit and then they decide, I always want to be a teacher, or I'm working, I coach, and I see that this is something I like. So they may have just finished their program and are looking for a different kind of job, or they're working in the school as an aide or something, so they enroll and they can continue to do their job, have some income, and get their certification.
Well,
I also have students that are 50 years old and starting. They're career changers. They completed their job. I have someone that is a retired police officer. He worked as a police officer. He retired. He said,
"You have that's what do you call it? Justice? What's it? You have a program?
Well, we do have.
What is it? The criminal justice?
We do have criminal justice program
okay.
at the.
I got another question from the audience. this guy with the hat over there, take your hat off. You're inside here.
I'm just
Okay,
getting
go
this-
ahead. Read it.
Online students, good question, thank you. Online learners can use campus services. Yes, the campus is open for all of our students. We have the library services are open. The gym is open to our online students. I don't know how many take advantage of it, but we do have services for them. Career services are also available. So I don't know that any of our online learners participate in sports because they're all, most of them are in the master's program, so they're not eligible for sports.
I got you here because like a bridge, how to get students there. We got students that are thinking about going to college.
And our sports
is your job anything to do with help getting people come into the college?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
But anybody wants to go to college, they contact you.
They can contact me.
Put their number on the screen. Everybody's going to go.
And we're Division III sports. So and the students that are participating in sports love it there. They do very well. I think our girls field hockey was outstanding this fall. I did go to both the girls and boys basketball games earlier in the season, and they were tremendous. So it's very exciting. It's a small campus, but it's vibrant.
Yeah. Well, now, I got another one here. Another from the audience up there. Read it out loud.
What should a new student know about Gwynedd Mercy? A new student, a traditional student should know that Gwynedd Mercy has a beautiful campus. It's a very supportive environment because of the size, that it's not too big. There's a lot of activities on campus, and they do run shuttles to the train station if people want to go into Philadelphia or go to a mall. So the on-campus is just a great environment. I am just, when I walk on campus, I just am amazed at how happy, how polite, how engaging the students are. I love being around them. A new student with going on the online program, those students can be from anywhere. I had a student that was in my program, is in my program now, that was in the Philippines. Because you can be living anywhere and take the online courses. So he started with being online in the Philippines, and then he decided to relocate to Philadelphia because he knew he could get a job teaching in Philadelphia, right. And he did. But some of them can graduate. I have students in New York, in New Jersey, in North Carolina, all over the country.
Well, we hear sometimes they have a college education, but they can't get a job. Does the college help in any way or guide them to? I don't think that you think the students know that where to look or what's available. You know.
I think it's a challenge. I think when they enroll, we try to help them know what programs need teachers. Right now, there is a national shortage of special education teachers. So you can get
run it by me again.
There's a national shortage of special education teachers. There's also a national shortage of teachers in high needs areas, like in this inner city schools. Philadelphia School District, Pittsburgh School District, any of the inner city schools need teachers. They can't even, they have classrooms that don't have teachers, especially if they are out sick, if they need substitutes. So there are jobs there. And if they have the special education certification, they'll definitely get a job.
I think that maybe the criminal justice would say there's police departments all over the country that are available.
I think so.
I think, yeah, because I remember when I was with the police department, I got the jobs in Vegas and Reno and all, you know, but I was thinking about going there, but I liable to go there, I'll lose my pay. You know, the guy rode out to Vegas in a $60,000 Mercedes, and he rode home in a $160,000 bus. So it's a joke. He rode out in a car, and he came back in the bus, which means he lost all his money. Okay, that's a Social Security joke. You get it when you're 65. When you turn 65, you get it all right. All right. Now, you recommended some other professors to come on this show. Mm-hmm. Now, somebody to do with transportation.
Transportation
What's
management.
That now?
That's a new program that we've started in our graduate school. It's it's just starting out, and it's really to help people that want to pursue a career in with transportation, in busing, in trains, in public transportation. There's a great need for people in that area, and this would be would train people to know how the operations work, how to our dean of that program would really be the best one to talk in great detail about it. She will come in and she'll tell you about a program that we're having to attract girls, women especially, into transportation management, because typically it's a male-dominated field. And,
okay, here's another question from the audience. Read it out loud.
Am I getting a full education in an accelerated program? Absolutely. You are getting a master's program. You're getting all of the state required. We cannot certify you unless you. We provide all the state required competencies and all the courses. So typically the master's program will be about 30 credits, as would be a regular in-person program. Our online are also 30 credits. And we also have a doctoral program in our education.
I see you got another one here. A future guest for the show will be in psychology.
We have a program in psychology,
and
yes.
What's he going to cover there?
Well, I don't know too much.
I have to get a couch.
I think there's a lot of research. In psychology, they're always telling us new information that can help people have better lives. Psychology is different. Yeah, the psychiatrist is a doctor.
It's one man, right?
Well,
psychiatrist.
Well, yeah. A psychiatrist has to have a doctorate, a medical degree. Psychologists do not.
They teach to be. It's a course teaching how to be a psychiatrist.
A psychologist. Psychologist. And we also have counseling. A huge program in our graduate school professional studies is counseling, school counseling. And school counselors are in great demand. And hopefully there will be students here that can receive good counseling services, whether it's what college to go to or just how to deal with life and how to deal with challenges that face them. So it's a very popular program.
And then there's also an education in leadership.
That's the doctoral program.
That's important, for someone that's working a job and he's working himself up and he wants to learn how to be a leader. So I think that's important.
We have that for our principals, our superintendents, the doctoral program. And also, we now also have it for people that want to work at higher education. So they can get their doctorate program for higher ed, too.
Yeah. I had the president of Montgomery County Community College here, Dr. Pollop. And,
okay.
And he started as a junior high school teacher.
Really?
Starting up. Can you imagine that, That was interesting, and because I'm a graduate of Montgomery County Community College and police science course. And it was really nice to talk to someone that, like I said, I was the first graduating class. And I think there was only one building there at the time. We started. First class was over a shoe shop in Conshohocken.
I remember.
And then
when they were
Conshohocken High School closed down. They used that for a while. Then that closed down. And then they finally went up there while they were still building, And the education is always good to have, because when you go to apply for a job, they're going to ask you for some education. What's your background on your education, And experience is good.
And technology has a huge role in education now as well. So our teachers have to, people that are already have their teaching certification, come back for their masters to be updated in new techniques for teaching students and integrating technology into their classroom and coding and communication skills for their students. So we want our teachers to keep coming back so they are teaching what students need now, not what students needed.
Any studies or anything about the difference between college in the United States, college universities in Europe, Asia, Yeah,
I think there are.
Have there been a study?
I'm sure there are. I'm sure somebody.
Things they do different?
I'm sure someone in our doctoral program has looked at that.
Huh?
Because I'm sure someone has researched that in our doctoral program. I do have a colleague who spent like a month over in Japan and looked at the Japanese educational system and how different that was, and how longer the school year was, and how longer the school day was for the students.
Yeah.
It's pretty rigorous.
Yeah, well, like I said, we had elementary schools in, I think, China or Japan, where the students have to clean the classroom. They don't have no janitor that do that, and they don't have a recess. And most of them walk to school or ride a bicycle, you know. And it's a whole different ball game. And I don't know if they have a lunch period, whatever. But it's interesting. I'm trying to get I had someone from Australia, but they're pretty almost like the United States. But it's good to see. We learn from each country, you know.
Right.
Pick up something here and there.
And research is so important. Our students in our program must take research courses and do research. And one interesting research project that a student did was to see if they integrated breaks where students could get up and move around into their instruction. If the students learned more, if they attended when they were being taught, if they got a chance to do something physical, whether it's stand up and do some jumping jacks or just do some movement, or especially with music. And they found that the students that got up to move around and had a break, even though it was structured, it was not when they just wanted to do it, it was structured, they did a lot better with completing their work and being able to focus. So looking at all those various aspects is important.
Oh man, it got people up in that audience there. How does student teaching work with the online system?
Student teaching is required for 14 weeks. So they do have to do full-time student teaching. And while they're online, we help them find, if they're local, we help them find a school. We have a director of student teaching who finds a placement for them and identifies. We provide, Gwynedd provides the supervisor that will go out and observe them teaching. They'll work with a cooperating teacher in the school. I don't know if we have any student teachers here at Norristown right now, but I think we have had some. If they live far away, if they're in, like someone that was in South Carolina, then we find a supervisor in South Carolina. So we help them find a school, and we make phone calls and we talk to people and we network. We call other universities. So we find a school for them to go and student teach, and then we hire a supervisor to go and observe them, and then they have their cooperating teacher in the school. So they have two people working with them. They do the same course, the same classroom for all 14 weeks. And they have to be observed, and they have to pass all the state credentials in the student teaching. They also, while they're student teaching, they also take an online course, and that's their seminar. So if you and I were student teaching at the same time, and you were having some issues, my cooperating teacher doesn't really give me any feedback, and I had the same problem on the online time session. We can talk about that. We can say, well, I tried this. I just sat down and I said, I need a little bit more feedback. Why don't you try that? So the students have a seminar that they can talk together and support one another and throw out some ideas.
You're always looking for something, right?
Yeah.
And all right, now, you're here to promote, right?
Yep.
What's that? I'll say it. What are some of the best features of Gwynedd Mercy University? Let's hear it. On to victory.
Well,
go ahead. What are the greatest features?
The first feature I'd have to say is the support that students receive at all levels, whether they're undergraduates on campus in the traditional program or online. We want our students to be successful. I track whether our students get jobs when they get out. It's not that I just want them to get through the program. I want them to get jobs. And if they're having difficulty, I'll just say, well, look here, look there. I know that hold ourselves very accountable for that. I know the undergraduate programs and the on-campus programs that are graduate also are looking at job placement. And that's a statistic that we value. So it's not just about getting the degree. Parents are putting out money, students are putting out money, people are making sacrifices, people are taking out loans. You want to make sure they have a job when they get out of their program. So I think that's the biggest bonus that I think, that individual attention to students.
Yeah, and you know, the college is only a stone throw from Norristown, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just go right up 202 and turn right on.
I came from
that highway there.
I came here, right, it took me 25 minutes to get here. Yeah, 25
All right,
minutes.
Our half hour is over.
It is?
I want to thank you. Here's a little something here for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
that's beautiful. And
so
and I have something for you.
Oh,
there's
my
a
God.
lot. There's a lot in this bag. Let me see.
Oh, what do we got here?
Well, it's not raining today, but
What is this?
you have a Gwynedd Mercy umbrella.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Norristown, Pennsylvania.
And
What's this?
this is,
Oh my God.
I think this is a Gwynedd Mercy water bottle.
Oh. Wait, okay, thank you.
A few,
What else?
and a mug with hot chocolate in it.
Oh, all right. All right, so all these students going to go to Gwynedd Mercy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for allowing us to come into your home. And I want to thank the students behind these cameras that do a good job staying awake, right? You're awake? Good. Thank you. God bless everybody, and may you keep bobbing and weaving, left hand high, stick and move, keep your trunks off the canvas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hank.
And let's
Here we
say
go.
salute. That means
Salute.
to your health. Here we go, baby.